Welcome back to the Unholy Ranks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unholy Ranks. You're here with John Applebees and my co-host Henry Silver, and today we will be ranking the validity of some of the world's best conspiracy theories. I'd like Henry to start us off.
So for my first conspiracy theory, I'm going to go with the fake moon landing. It's a little bit basic. However, I think it's a very good starter. The moon landing for me is going to have to be a 50-50. I'm a little bit iffy on the facts. Louis Armstrong, more like Louis Arm Weak. There's no way, dude. It's a 50-50 for me because maybe he did do that. John?
Thank you, Henry. My first one is going to be a very popular one. The birds work for the government. There is absolutely no thought in my mind that this is not in the no doubt category. The birds, you can see when you look up them on telephone, that little cable, you can see their eyes. I know the government is spying us because I can tell they're doing something there and they're spying.
We're sorry about that. John's very passionate about fake birds.
Is it okay if I go now?
Yes.
So for my second one, I'm going to have to say that Prince Charles is a vampire. That's my next conspiracy theory. Now, let's just take a picture. Let's take a look at Prince Charles, please. Now, does that look like someone who sucks blood and doesn't age? No. He aged like milk, and vampires are supposed to age like fine wine. So I'm going to have to put this in the impossible tier because there's no way a vampire would age like that.
My next one is going to be the flat earth theory. We have a lot of flat earthers in the MBNS News comment section for most of our videos. They commented all the time. And this is backed by some pretty good minds of our time. People like Kyrie Irving, Logan Paul, two of the probably smartest people I've ever met. Obviously, I've met them because MBNS News is worldwide. But true. Yes, I'm going to have to put this one in the impossible tier because I have personally seen the entire Earth, and I can tell you it's round.
I'm going to actually kind of rotate back to the moon and say that the moon isn't real. There's only two ideologies that I have in my mind, and it's either one, the moon is a hologram, or two, the moon is made of cheese. Now, personally, I would like to think that we get all of our cheese from the moon, and each crater is a different flavor, like pepper jack, Swiss, or maybe even... oh, that's feta. So I'm going to have to say that for the fake moon, I'm going to have to put it in my no doubt category because there is no way the moon is real.
My next one is going to be that the entire continent and country of Australia doesn't exist. This one is going to definitely go into the likely category. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way. The only thing keeping this out of the no doubt category is the phrase, "Good eye, mate." Laser Beam 2018, those who know. But
I know.
It's going to go in the likely regardless of that because there's just so much pointing to true on this one.
Up next for me, I'm going to say it one word.
Helen Keller.
There is no way that she is real. You're saying that she's blind and deaf? Unconceivable. There is no doubt in my mind that Helen Keller is impossible to have existed. I do not believe in her. All Helen Keller is political propaganda.
My next one is going to be that the entire state of California is floating away. I'd like to give a special shout out to someone at home. Luke Hoffman, probably 2017 more or less, at the lunch table. He told me this and I said, "Lukester, there's no way." He goes, "I'm telling you, that place is floating away." And now here we are in the Big 25 and it's holding on only by guacamole and avocado toast. So it's going to go into the no doubt category. California, it was nice knowing you.
My number 5 is gonna have to be the government is run by lizard people. I want you to take a look at some of these videos and tell me if these people look like lizards. Now, some people think that in our very own studio, the MBNS News studio, that there are lizard people running the MBNS News studio, but I don't think that's possible because lizard people only run the government in the world. And once again, take a look at some of those pictures. I mean, they have tails and they blink like lizards. That is not normal. And there's nothing more I hate than a lizard.
Sounds like something a lizard person would say.
It does sound like something a lizard person. Me? I am not a lizard person, John. God. Jeez. Oh. Can't even imagine having to blink with my eyes. Sorry if my eye looks a little red. I think I got my dog's period blood in it.
We're going to cut to commercial and be back soon. Thank you for that break, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the list, I'm going to go with Gingers Are Black conspiracy. This is a new one coming out in the Big 25. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if this is real, so that is why I have put this in the unlikely category. As you can see, we have our corresponding Ginger here on the set with us today on the MBNS News broadcast. And it's unlikely because...
Sorry, John, I'm just going to have to say, I am not a ginger. My number 6, this is actually my most believed theory. It is that George Lopez is a sleep demon or a night ghoul. I just want you to think back to the last time you saw George Lopez, and if it wasn't when you randomly woke up at 3 p.m. and George Lopez was on the TV on the George Lopez show, then you and me had a very different experience with George Lopez. George Lopez only appears at 3 a.m. on the George Lopez show, and he wakes you up because he wants to take all the energy that you have left, and it is scientifically proven that when you are tired and you just wake up, you're the most tired, and so you're the most easily attackable from night ghouls to get you, and we don't want any of those night ghouls or sleep demons to get you, do we, John?
Next on the list is, for me, is going to be that Colin's key is AI.
Oh, I like Colin's key.
Possibly one of the worst creators I've ever seen. Collins, if you ever want to collab, do not call us. We will not accept.
That's not true, dude. Colin, if you want to collab with us, we will hit you up. Colin, we love you, man. And I don't think you're AI.
Anyways, Colin's key is AI is definitely going to go into the 50-50 category. My co-host here wouldn't let me put him any higher or lower.
Let's just get to my last one. My last conspiracy is that wood is just soft metal. Now, let's take a little step back and let's think about what wood is. Wood is a material that we use to build houses and tools and stuff like that. But now let's think of metal. What is metal used for? It's used to build houses and tools and stuff like that. So why isn't wood and metal the same thing? I mean, sure, it has a different... John, what was that?
Sorry, that was...
Wood should be an element on the periodic table, so I'm going to have to put that wood is just soft metal in the likely category because it's definitely possible, if not true.
Finally, rounding off the tier list. Going into the 50-50 category for me, my final ranking is that Captain Crunch is Nazi propaganda. I saw a picture on the internet yesterday of Captain Crunch attending one of the Nazi gatherings. Not sure if this is true. I'm 50-50 on whether it's AI generated or edited by someone, but it was rather convincing. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe almost all cereals are, but Captain Crunch, in my mind, must be Nazi propaganda. MBNS News.
MBNS News.
That's going to be all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
MBNS News.